Good morning, guys, and thank you for attending this meeting today. You know, there's a big problem in the WWE right now, and I need to discuss this right now with you guys. I really wanted you to come to the meeting because you are my creative team. You are the script writers, and I think you can do a lot. You can advise me a lot. Ratings are going down. Vince McMahon knows this. We need to change this fast. We don't want to go downhill. So, I am open for suggestions. You know, I particularly asked you guys because you are the guys, you are the creative ones out there. And I think it's very good for you to tell me what to do so we can book things right and get our back on the right track. So, let's start with Fred.
Okay, so going into 2013, and when we're in 2013, I think there is one thing we can really do to push those ratings up. And my idea is we put more repeat matches in, like Randy Orton versus Del Rio. Even though Del Rio is having a face change and everyone wants Randy Orton to be heel, I think it'll be really good to have all these repeat matches because it further on feuds and it does good for the company.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea you have right there. I've noted that down, so I'm definitely going to go with it. I definitely am. Now, there's bound to be something else as well, which we need another suggestion. What about going into WrestleMania? What is a possible match we can have? One of the big matches we can have. So we can get those buy rates up. Those ratings up. Bob, any suggestions?
Yes, I've got a great suggestion. What about John Cena versus The Rock? This can be the main event. How great will that look at WrestleMania 29? Yes, we had it at WrestleMania 28. But my friend here, Fred, he said that these repeat matches will carry on these feuds so people will still watch. I mean, this is just going to be fabulous. This is going to be fabulous, I tell you. The Rock versus John Cena. That's going to draw a lot of money. Everyone's going to want to see that again because it's a repeat match.
What a great match that will be. Rock versus Cena Part 2. I'll definitely book that right now. Got it on my notes. We'll do it right after this meeting. You haven't said anything yet. I forgot your name. You haven't said anything. Any suggestions? You're the last person. Any suggestions we can input into this so we can finally go off and make WWE ratings go up? You want me to add something? I sure as hell will add something. If you listen to these two losers who want repeat matches and John Cena to be in the main spotlight once again throughout the year of 2013, you are wrong. And if you book that right now, I'm going to shove that paper down your throat. Well, I better dart off then. Thanks for the meeting, guys. Goodbye. Bye.
Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to your Raw review starring me, azzgeek. And this was the Slammy Awards. From what it got a lot of positive and a lot of negative. It was a bit of a mixed match when this was, tell you. If you only watch these Raw and WWE, if you only watch WWE for the matches, this isn't really the one for you. The show really wasn't ready for you. I understood that it was going to be a lot focused on the awards ceremony, if you could call it that, rather than all the matches and furthering on feuds. I guess it did an okay job, but not that good. But I'll tell you why. So first off, we have, to open the show, it is Rey Mysterio versus Damien Sandow. This hardly took any time. I mean, there was no entrance for Sandow. That was one problem I had with the show.
the lack of entrances, it just made everyone decrease in their status. It didn't really do good for me. Didn't like that. But Mysterio goes over clean to 619 in a matter of a few minutes. It was a bit... Is that it? You know, obviously you had on TLC, the Rose Scholars, they actually beat Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara for that #1 contendership title. Not as in title belt, but the title up there. But we then come on to our first award, which is Tell Me I Did Not Just See That award. Now, we had Booker T announcing this one. And we have a surprise return from the Boogeyman. Yes, I'm not going to lie, when I saw the Boogeyman on my TV, I jumped to my feet. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I just felt like a kid again. I was like, this is the Boogeyman. I remember this guy back in 2006 and 2007. It was really nice to see him back on there. It was a surprise. And I think it was also, I say it was suitable as well, because Boogeyman and Boogeyman and Booker T, they actually had a bit of a feud at WrestleMania 22. So it was suitable for them for our return for the Boogeyman, as of course it was the Tell Me I Did Not Just See That award. You know, I just did not see Boogeyman. I mean, that was really, I loved that. I really did. That was one positive thing about the show, was all the returns we got. We got quite a lot, and I will tell you what they were further on in the review. But who won this award? It was Kofi Kingston back in the Royal Rumble when he did that handstand. Impressive stuff, don't get me wrong. So after that, we have a Divas match. Eve versus Caitlyn. I don't care. Caitlyn wins, by the way. I didn't see why we didn't have this on the pay-per-view. Instead, we should have had this on the pay-per-view instead of that Naomi and Eve match. It was a bit of a pointless match, that was. It was nice to see Naomi, in that in-ring, actually, having a wrestling match. But, so after that, we then come to our next award, Comeback of the Year. Oh, you didn't know? Yes, the New Age Outlaws presented this award, which is really nice. Jerry the King Lawler actually won this award, congratulations to him. It's really nice to see that he's made a speedy recovery. It really is, it's impressive. So after that, we then come to Kofi Kingston versus Lord Tensai. Kofi Kingston wins. I remember when Tensai used to beat up John Cena and beat him clean. Then after that, you have Wade Barrett, who attacks Kofi Kingston. And I'm sitting there thinking, God damn it. You're still trying to go for this Intercontinental Championship belt, Oh, excuse me. You're still trying to go for this belt, but you really should be going for the World Heavyweight, because that is the kind of guy Wade Barrett is. He is the guy who can be at the top standard. I really don't know why he's going for the Intercontinental Championship belt. It is really stupid. It really is. I mean, you could have someone else feuding with Kofi Kingston instead of Wade Barrett, but for some reason, Barrett's the one going for the Intercontinental Championship belt. I don't really want him to win it. When he lost to TLC, I was quite happy, because I want him to go for the World Heavyweight Championship belt. But is he going to win Royal Rumble? I don't know. It's a possibility. So after that, we get the Kiss of the Year award. Vicky announces this one. The winners are AJ and John fucking Cena. No surprise there, by the way. Who cares? Let's move on. In that segment, we actually have Dolph Ziggler who comes down. As you have AJ and Vicky arguing. And then you have AJ and Dolph Ziggler who actually make out. Yeah. So after that, we have Great Khali versus Otunga. I don't know the result, I guess. And I presume Khali won. I couldn't care any less about the match. So we then come to one of the biggest awards, and I'm not sure why it actually, it was featured right here, but Superstar of the Year. Now, we got a big return here. We got a big return here in presenting this award. None other than, whoa, Ric Flair. fantastic. The Nature Boy Ric Flair presented this award. I was on my feet. I was really happy with it. Really, really happy with this. John Cena wins. It wasn't good. But then he gives it to Ric Flair because John Cena was getting booed. That was funny. You then have Punk, who interrupts Ric Flair. And then you have Punk and Flair. Well, you have Punk on the mic talking down to Ric Flair. And then they actually take it to the ring, saying that, CM Punk was saying, I can still beat you with one leg. You have them in the ring. Punk then flees away, but Paul Heyman's still in there. Ric Flair puts him in the 4-figure lock. Yeah, really nicely done here. And then you have Ric Flair. After that, you have some time on the mic. You then have the Shield who comes down. We then find out there's a commercial break then, and then the the commercial break, sorry. And out comes a fight which breaks out. You have the Shield about to put Flair through the table, then you have Ryback's music hit, and then you have Ryback, taking everyone out. You have him actually, you have Ryback actually throwing Seth Rollins onto the announcer table. It looked like a nasty bump once again. So he's taken 2 nasty bumps in 2 nights. That's TLC as well. That was a nasty bump. It was a great match, by the way. A great match. I know I didn't do the review. I should have, but it was a great match nevertheless. But looking at this segment, featured Ric Flair in. I think it took it went on for quite some time. You had all these superstars involved in this big segment, and I did kind of like it because you got a legend like the Ric Flair involved, so it makes it a bit more prestigious in my opinion, a bit more relevant. It was nice to see Ryback having some kind of work with Ric Flair. You know, a new guy like Ryback who can be the face of the company has some kind of work with Ric Flair, a legend who has done it all. I thought it was nice. After that, we then have Brodus Clay versus JTG, another pointless match. I believe Brodus Clay wins. After that, we get the lull moment of the year. Tensai and Santino present this award. The Rock wins, but unfortunately, The Rock isn't there. I was a bit upset about that. Yeah, Daniel Bryan, wanted the award. He comes down. After that, you have Cody Rhodes versus Sin Cara. Cody Rhodes wins, so it's a 1-1 all on those tag team feud there. After that, you have the Trending Now award. It was hashtag feed me more. I don't know too much about these hashtags, Twitter stuff. I'm fairly new to the Twitter world. I am. I really am. I shouldn't be, but I am. Layla and Ryder. Zack Ryder presented this one. And then after this, you have a segment between Big Show, Sheamus. Basically, you have Big Show comes down. You then have the fans chanting, boring, boring. You have Big Show, tell him to stop. You have Sheamus who comes down, tries to give the handshake to Big Show. Big Show then takes the mick out of Sheamus. Sheamus then snaps, yes, and he knocks out Big Show with that big chair. I think it was nicely done. But then you've got the big moment where Ziggler comes down with the ref, and it really did look like he was going to cash in. I think he was going to cash in. He obviously he was, but when I was sitting at home, I really thought he was going to cash it in. Unfortunately, he didn't, because you have someone who comes down called John Cena. I'm trying not to get too annoyed about this and too wound up, but it just frustrates me, John Cena does, because I seem to have him. He's getting pushed down everyone's throats. And when will WWE learn that John Cena can't revolve around everything? you have John Cena who attacks Dolph Ziggler, who makes who doesn't allow this this match to happen, doesn't allow the cash in. He beats up Dolph Ziggler. Now I know that Dolph Ziggler went on TLC, and there's a big problem at TLC which I had, a big criticism, sorry, was that Dolph Ziggler never won clean. And the last picture you saw in that pay-per-view was John Cena. And it just annoyed me because I thought that they should have Dolph Ziggler standing over John Cena, who had won clean. And that should be the last picture in our heads from TLC, but we didn't get that. And I was really annoyed. I was really, really annoyed because we had John Cena. Oh, yeah, John Cena, of course. Gotta feel sorry for him. Gotta feel sorry for John Cena. Just no. I've had enough of him. I've had enough of the bullshit now. I'm done with John Cena. I've been done with him for several years now. I'm getting fed up and tired of him, and I'm sure a lot of people are, because I know they are. It is really annoying to see him in that main spotlight and everything, and he ruins my fun. Really, really does. And you know, if WWE want to make new stars, they need to take these gambles, and they can't have John Cena in everything, okay? And they can't make everything revolve around him for him to go and get over, because he needs to win in everything, doesn't he? Yeah. So you then come to a backstage segment between Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero, and it is finally happened. The relationship is over. No more manager for Ziggler. Well, not Vicky Guerrero anyway. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. I was really happy for that. Really, really happy for that. So Dolph Ziggler at the moment is a one-man band, you could say. But thank God for that. You then have Vicky, who announces a match between... well, she's involved as well, by the way. A mixed gender tag match, which will be Dolph Ziggler and AJ versus John Cena and Vicky Guerrero. So we got that for the main event. After that, we had The Miz, Del Rio, who actually picked a special opponent so they could face the 3MB, and that partner was Tommy Dreamer. Really nice to see Tommy Dreamer back on the show, really was. ECW, that's what the fans were chanting in Philadelphia. You then have Tommy Dreamer, who actually gets the win in this. He picks up the pin. This Del Rio face change. I don't... Does it sound legit? Not really. I can't really picture in my head how Del Rio can be, you know, a baby face. I think it's a bit too... Maybe it's a bit too soon, maybe? I don't know, but he's got Ricardo Rodriguez with him. I know he's a bit of a comedy act, so maybe he could, like, help him, you know, turn face and get the fans behind him. You know, it's like a device there which will try and get Del Rio over as a baby face. I just can't picture him as a baby face. I tried picturing it a few months back, actually. Just a random thought I had. But it's just going to be interesting what they're going to be doing with this. It really is. So after that, we then have another award, which is Newcomer of the Year. Sheamus is a presenter of this. Ryback wins. You then have Ryback versus Cesaro. I believe Cesaro runs off, so it's pretty much no call. Well, Ryback wins due to a count out, I believe. I didn't really watch it. After that, you then have another award, which is Match of the Year. This is presented by Mean Gene Okerlund, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and good old JR. This is really nice to see these three together. I really like seeing all these, the Hall of Famers together. represents prestige, represents history. I like that. I like looking back at things and thinking, you know, these used to be. They've made a name for themselves. They are big. I respect them. I love, you know. Oh, yes, thank you. I love it. I really do. But match of the year was Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 28. Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels as special guest referee. You have Triple H accepting the awards, and he actually mentions that Undertaker is not done. He will return, which gets a pop by the crowd. After that, you have a backstage segment. You have the Shield attacking Tommy Dreamer, saying, "Oh, this is not your ground." I kind of like the idea of how the Shield got involved with tonight. They tried attacking Ric Flair. You know, like the new guy is trying to attack the legend. But should they have done it to Ric Flair? I'm not sure. I don't know. But you have them attacking Tommy Dreamer. I did kind of like the idea of them attacking all the people who have made a name for themselves and back in the day. You know, they've had history. The legends, you know, an ECW legend right there, attacking him. I guess it was alright, you know. I didn't mind it too much. But we come to the main event, and this featured Cena and Vicky Guerrero versus AJ and Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to talk about the final bout of this match, and that was that AJ brings out Big E Langston, who's a star on NXT, who then comes down and beats up John Cena. Oh god, not sure what this is. What's happening here. It looks like they're bringing out quite a few guys from NXT, aren't they? You've got the Shield now. You've got Brad Maddox. You've got Big E Langston right now. It's interesting what they're going to be doing with this in the future. Maybe a possible match at Royal Rumble. I don't know. Something like that. It had quite a lot of people thinking, "Oh, what's this? What is this?" Had me thinking, "What is happening?" But I really am liking the push of these new guys because, like I said before, you can't revolve everything around Cena. You need these new guys to push these talents rather, so they actually make names for themselves in the business, so we can get behind them as quickly as possible. I think you got quite a lot of cheers actually for being up Cena. Thank God. Oh, it makes me laugh. But hopefully it's not one of those another opportunity for John Cena to be, "Oh, I need to go over this match, and I need to overcome my fear, and I need to prove my strength and beat Big E Langston at Royal Rumble," and actually do that. Hopefully they don't go down that route, but who knows what WWE do. So, that has been your Raw review. I hope you enjoyed, guys. My overall thoughts on this. I mean, as a Slammy Awards show, the match quality was pretty dreadful, I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, you had all these returns, you had loads of these segments. Maybe it did save the show, maybe. Some people say no it didn't, some people are saying yes it did. In my opinion, I thought this show wasn't that great, to be honest. Looking back at it now, I don't think it was. I do like these surprise returns. I mean, I told you, you know, I jumped to my feet when I saw Ric Flair and Boogie Man. I really did. But did it save the show? It's open for discussion down below. You know, share your thoughts on this show, please, guys. I mean, watching this, I didn't know what to think of it. I really didn't. I didn't know what to think of this show. It just seemed a bit. It just lacked. It did lack in some section. It did lack. It did lack in some sections. But please share your thoughts, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time. See ya.